Good morning. Good morning. I am so excited to be here. There has been so much going on behind the scenes. So much going on behind the scenes. So, how many of you guys have been on this challenge all week with us for the last 5 days? I want to see numbers. 1, 2, 3. How many days? How many days? Donna, how many days? Joseph, how many days have you been on? Oh, you like my shirt? Thank you. It says she believes she could, so she did. She believed she could, so she did. That's right. There was many years that I didn't believe I could, that's for sure. Also, it's so true. Jonathan, I still haven't gotten the text, just FYI. So 5 days, 4 days, 5 days, so good. So good. Okay, so can we beat a mark today? Do you guys wanna like hit a certain target today? Does everybody like targets? Who likes targets? Put target in the chat. If you don't like targets, let me tell you why a target's so important. There's a guy by the name of Dan Sullivan. Anybody know Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach? So I don't know why this kind of hit me between the eyes, but he said, if you want something to grow, track it. And he says this in all of his workshops. And it's funny because some of the most successful people you could ever imagine are in his workshops. And what's wild is almost every business owner works 7 days a week. Isn't that wild? I mean, I thought I was weird because I didn't work 7 days a week. I think I'm one of the rare people that don't work 7 days a week as an entrepreneur. And I teach people how to not work 7 days a week, but still have a strong hustle game, right? And I know a lot of people, I don't know what that is. There's water or something. Something's going on back there. I'm hoping that water's like a bathtub is not overflowing somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, if what you want to track, what you want to grow, track it. So I want to ask you right now, does anybody want to see their money grow today? Anybody want to see your money grow today? Let me know yes or no. Seriously. Okay, so now let me share something with you. To have your money grow, you got to track it. So before we get started on hot seats today, which means we're going to hot seat the problems of entrepreneurs today, or even if you're just starting a business and you're like, I don't know where to start. Who are my new business owners? Put an N for new in the comment section. Put an N for new. If you're brand new in business, and I would consider that, I would even consider that your first year, because you don't know what you're doing your first year. Most of the time, especially since your first year, you usually never hire a coach on your first year, which is a bad decision, because you waste an entire year trying to figure out something you've never done before out of your imagination, and you carry all your emotions with that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it makes no sense, but we do it because we can't afford a mentor or coach. Am I right or am I right? Yes? So how many of you guys have been in business for a while? I want you to put the number of years you've been in business, put the number of years you've been in business in the chats, okay? Put the number of years you've been in business in the chats. Sound good? Now, in a second, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to promote yourself. So if you're not engaging, you have no right to promote. So listen to me when I say this. If you're not engaging, you have no right to promote. Because here's the thing, when you have an opportunistic heart, you will never lead a great movement. Because people will be able to feel it, they can smell it, they can tell from the way that you interact. The words you choose to write literally come directly out of your heart. And here's what I know for sure. I have seen thousands of people around me create partnerships, hire each other, promote each other. We are the community that's known for building client lists. If you lack, how many of you guys lack buyers? Put buyers or buyer. If you lack buyers, like you need more buyers, put the word buyer in the comment section if you need more buyers. Okay. So it's wild because I see that all the time. We're the crew that helps people do that. However, it's very hard to get a lot of buyers if people don't want to stick to you, which is yesterday we talked about sticky statements. Who was here for sticky statements? What is that sound? It's the weirdest thing ever. Sticky statements. Sticky statements are when you speak, people stick to it. That comes directly from your heart. So some of you guys who jumped in to Flip the Switch with Rex Crane yesterday, or even earlier on this week, we offered something called a sticky statement workshop. Why? Because we need to go in there and do heart surgery on the way that you think. If we could give you a sticky statement, which is, if you say this, if you push on this, people will listen to you. How many of you guys know that you need authority? Put an A for authority. If you know that you need some help in gaining authority. Here's how you know if you need help on gaining authority. You feel insecure sometimes, and more times than maybe you even want to admit. You feel insecure sometimes. Okay, so I want you to write this down. Whatever you track will grow. I remember feeling like I was a little bit chubby, but I thought I always ate good food. But then I started to track my food, and I realized every day I have about a handful of, not Reese's Pieces, but something that, like a healthy chocolate. But every day I was taking a handful of that healthy chocolate and I was putting it in my mouth. And then I was having a latte. And then I was probably drinking a bottle of wine at some point throughout the week with a friend, which is like 2.5, 3 glasses of wine a week. When you add all those calories up, it adds to extra weight on your body. But yet, all I could think about is I ate chicken salads or strawberry chicken salads or salmons with vegetables. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you there's a blind spot, and everybody has one, and we want to go the next level today financially. You guys ready? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I need some hot seats popping up here, and we are going to start rocking and rolling on some hot seats. And I'm going to bring Rex Crane back up with me. I'm going to ask you to put your target up on the board. So what's your target? How much money do you want to make? What's your target? What if you could make that money this week? What would you have to do? Hey, put a daily target up right now. If you could make a certain amount of money today, what would that be? Can you guys go in the chats and let me know how much money that would be? Like truly. What would that be? I'd like to make 8,300 a day, 600, 10,000, right? And by the way, don't worry about what anybody else is putting. Let it rise you up, not make you feel worse, okay? So let it rise you up. 5,500, 4,000, $958 a day. That's random, but okay. $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day, 199. What's up with this 199, guys? Like 2,000. Right? What do you want to make in a day? 2,300? I want 2,300 for Flip the Switch with Rex. That's so good. 2,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay. 4,400. You guys on YouTube right now, you guys on Facebook right now, put your number. What's your target? Now I'm going to give you an opportunity to promote yourself before we start hot seating. Okay. So if you want a hot seat and you're in Inner Circle right now, raise your hand. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to promote yourself. Don't drop a link. If you drop a link, my team will delete you. Okay, that's opportunistic. What I want you to do right now is I want you to think about not what is my product, because now follow me here. Because if you're going to make money today, I can't sell you business coaching. Like, I'm looking at all your dollars. Nobody has given me a dollar amount right now that I could not if I sat with you, or my husband Ash sat with you and role played with you. There is nobody that I've seen a number that intimidates me yet. Nobody. Even if you were brand new and just starting, there's nobody that intimidates me yet. Even if you haven't done my list building course yet, like 7,000, 10,000. I mean, okay, Jonathan, maybe $1 million for the day. I need a little bit more time to coach you, but I can do that. I can do $1 million day. And so, but it's not going to happen today because there's a campaign I have to put behind that. But I could 100% do $1 million day if somebody wanted to learn that. $50,000 doesn't intimidate me. I have many, many clients I've shown how to make $50,000 in a day. Thank you, Cindy. I love my shirt too. Thank you. That was really sweet of you. Carla, my friend Carla got it for me. Okay, so here's how you promote yourself. $300,000 in a day does not worry me at all. Does not worry me. Now, if you're a brand new business owner, $300,000 would be hard for me to help you do, and this is not an income claim, $300,000 on a product launch is not hard to do. If you had a little bit of confidence or you were really good at taking coaching, very doable. The problem is that people don't take the coaching. and they actually choose what we talked about yesterday, their current circumstances, and will not trust themselves. It's crazy. If I said, if you buy this phone right now, you can have your daily target. Most of you, not most of you, but there's a good amount of you that would not do what it took to buy this phone today. If I said this phone is going to cost you $1,000, or this phone is going to cost you $5,000, but you could make your daily income every single day that you declared as your target, if you bought this phone, I'm going to tell you, so many people lack faith because they somehow think that they're the problem. They're not. You have not been given the right information. I guarantee you. Part of the right information is somebody seeing you and being able to role play with you in a way so that you understood that you're probably trying to sell a product, and you guys are just starting to start a business. You're just so consumed with yourself and looking good with love that you're not even, you're still like, I got to look like, I'm telling you, follow me here. You guys who already have a product, you're probably selling the product. So when I show you how to promote yourself right now, watch what happens. Most people will promote their product, right? So I would never, I'm not promoting me as a business coach. I promote that I can get you a cash target in a day. I cannot guarantee you that, but I can guarantee you I can find you the customers, and I can guarantee you that I can role play with you until you feel complete conviction in what you're offering and feel good about it. See, you think you need confidence. You don't. You need packaging. You actually need packaging. I tell you, if I created a package and a role play with you, role playing a sales conversation, as soon as that click happens, that flip the switch moment where it's like, boom, it locks in, you'll be able to sell all day long, everywhere you go. And you won't feel weird about it. You won't feel salesy about it. You won't have any of those issues. Okay. So, but you guys who are just starting a business, you're afraid to get going because think about it. Ask yourself, what is everything stopping you? It's everything about you. And so you're in a self-absorbed conversation, which absolutely does not allow you to go out there and serve. You can't even get to the money yet because you're so consumed. Okay. So we have to unleash you from that. So you become obsessed with people versus obsessed with yourself. It's just flipping the switch. In other words, flipping your eyes to another focus point. Okay, so here's an opportunity to promote yourself. No links. If you drop a link, they will delete you and ban you from the group or page wherever you're at. Okay, so no links. And everybody else will think you're just a schmuck with love. Enough pain behind that. Don't do that. Don't be that type of person. It's weak, right? And so, but what I want you to do is to think about, and you guys who are new business owners, this is a moment to not think about you. What if you got a client today? You will figure out how to take the money. Okay, even if you just make up a price point, it's okay. We all got started that way. And the best business owners sell stuff before they ever create it. That's the best business owners. They sell stuff before they ever create it. Okay, so they don't need confidence in what they're doing. They just need to know that they will take care of people. So if you're someone who would do whatever it took to take care of people, you're good. We good with that? So here's how you promote yourself. Think about the product or service that you want to offer. I'll give you an example. Maybe it's weight loss, okay? So let's call it weight loss. Got it? So you're gonna lose 10 pounds. So I do not sell that. How would you decipher the difference between me and anybody else? Okay? You have to sell the benefit. So for instance, Mark from Body Confidence, he sells, here's a better way of doing this. Yeah. He basically says your entire problem. So that's another way to look at this. Here's your entire problem is blood sugar. Okay, so this is what he's identified as the problem. You guys do this exercise with me. Grab a pen and paper and do this exercise with me. I mean, I could do lives all day long and rah you up, or I can actually give you something you can do with today to actually hit your daily financial target. You good with that? Yes? So Body Confidence, Mark, and you're going to see that we're going to do some work with him because he's integrous. He doesn't come to me behind closed doors and talk about selling more products or selling more books or getting more people or hitting sales targets. He talks about families coming together around the dinner table. And what he does on his free time is in alignment. And he just did a camping trip for like 3 weeks with all of his kids. I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. He's like, oh yeah, you guys have to start doing this as a family. So he's in congruency. So we were actually just talking about, there's somebody that I used to coach and help. And this person like couldn't pay their rent before. And I went in and helped them. They weren't even coaching with me anymore. Right. And so we're just talking about this person. It's so wild that we've helped her for so many years impact her life. And now she is making posts online that actually slam us without saying our names. But everybody around them knows who they're talking about, right? Because they're all students of ours. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So I would not stand behind her product, her sale product, because her product was about something she wasn't in alignment with. So she's actually selling something to make money, and she does an okay job at it, but she doesn't have the integrity of the freedom with it. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So I actually would not work with her. Do you guys hear it? Like, if you ever think I got a moral compass, I got a moral compass. I am 100% going to be honest with you. If you sell a product that won't scale, I don't like coaching that because I know you're not safe. So I feel like I'm taking your money and you're not safe. I want to see your product scale, which means you have to have integrity behind closed doors. So Mark has identified in weight loss and health, the problem is your blood sugar level going up and down. So he has a product that takes people out of keto, intermittent fasting, paleo. It's okay if you're into all of that. I love paleo, I love keto, I love intermittent fasting, although Mark told me I'm not allowed to intermittent fast anymore because over the age of 40, he showed me the statistics of women and what it does to our hormones. However, I said, Mark, intermittent fasting is the only thing that keeps my waistline nice and slim. And he's like, yeah, but let me tell you something. How many times do you miss dinner with your family because you're intermittent fasting? How many times? And I started going, oh yeah. See, he's identified that without knowing, this is what I mean one to many when we teach you how to promote. He's identified that I finish dinner at 5 p.m. so I don't eat until I go to bed. Unless I have a dinner party, I'm like, gotta be done between 5 and 5:30 because I want to not eat until when I eat again because I'm intermittent fasting. Okay. And so seeing all the stats on, I don't want to get into this, but he knew my problems with my family. He knew that I couldn't eat with my husband or eat with my son. And this has been going on for years. Anybody else in my spot? Yes or no? So if I wanted to sell this product right now, I could sell it in 2 seconds because he is the relief from families not bonding, staying together and eating because the husband's on paleo, the mom's on keto or intermittent fasting, the kids going, I get pizza every night because nobody wants to cook for 3 people. Do you get what I'm saying? The whole thing's falling apart nutritionally because we're all on these things where he can show you, you get what I'm saying? So when you look at you, what's the problem? What's the problem that you identify out there? And then what's the solution that's in alignment for you? So now what do you post on the chats? Because I'm going to have you post and I want you to look for your solution today. I want you to think to yourself, if you've been battling with health, there's somebody that's going to post today that could be your solution. If you're battling with money, I'm your solution. I can help you with that. If you're battling with good strategy, which is a skill, Rex is your solution, right? Good strategy, follow through, commitment, conviction, going after it. He's your solution. You guys see what I'm saying? So you look at what is this? So this is what you sell. So this is what you promote. So I want to ask yourself right now, you're going to have to think quick. I don't want you to say, I teach people how to lose 10 pounds. I teach people how to lose weight. Yeah, I can Google that. I can find a YouTuber that will hook better on a solution. I want you to think, what are you really selling? What are you really promoting? And I want you right now to go in the chats and I want you to write that. Do not drop a link. I want you to write that. And after we're done the hot seating today, I want you to go look on the chats. And I wanted to see, is there anybody in there you should send a DM to that possibly is someone that could solve your problem? See, you guys, this is an abundant world. You 100% don't have to be fearful of money. I've made offers all this week to come work with Rex Crane, my mentor, and I. All week I've made offers, but yet I just gave you an opportunity to share your business, to share your benefits, to share what you do, to be able to be a leader out in the world. There is no shortage of cash. The problem is that the reason why you can't hit your targets is you don't have the right information. The right mentor hasn't stepped in front of you yet that's seen you and seen your strength and been able to cultivate that. You've been in groups of people that nobody knows your name. You've been in product launches that the coaches and mentors, it's not their fault, but they don't know your name. They only know your name when you break out and somehow you have the discipline to follow through and create the result. And then by chance, if you reach out to them and share your success, they know your name. The X factor to all success in life is proximity to the right people. We're going to close that gap on some hot seats right now. You guys excited? Okay, let's rock and roll. Denise, let's bring you up. Let's make some money today. Okay, so Rex, come up here with me. So now, Denise, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so Denise, remember this.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I ask you what you do, don't tell me about your product.
Okay.
Because if you do, you miss the opportunity, first of all, for people to see you, because everybody's got your product. Okay, so what you want to think about is what result do you help people do? Like, I help families become financially free by getting monthly cash flow up. Get it? So, but that might not be your question, but I want to prime that for everybody because I want to get this in your head. This is the reason why people are broke. Because they don't talk about really what they do. They talk about their products. And that's a big problem. Okay, so ask us a question.
So I just want to know if I can kind of role play with you.
Yeah, let's do it. But what are we trying to close the gap on?
I just want to get my my enrollment call down.
Yeah. Okay. So,
PL40, so getting the lingo back.
okay. Well,
message offer?
What's getting in the way for you?
I think until this very moment, I've been trying to work with it in my mind to piece together the flow of it, not in a like logistical way, but just in a heart way. And I think what you just did opened up a lot for me. So I kind of just want to spit it back at you.
Yep. Okay, go for it. Tell me.
Okay. So the problem, do I do it that way?
Yeah, you can do it that way. So okay. Always grab a hold of it and take up space. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, first time you jumped on a stage, were you comfortable?
No, very uncomfortable. Absolutely. Very uncomfortable. Yeah, very, very uncomfortable. Very, very comfortable.
And what happened?
You act your way into a feeling. So I think yesterday was a great thing. What do I want them to see? So right now, as you go to present, what do I want everybody to see and what do I want them to know and believe in right now?
Okay. So I'm extremely passionate about parents and their children and bringing them back together emotionally because I see the separation that has happened from parents' pain from childhood. And
so stop that and bring it into like everybody hear me when I say this. And I mean this with so much love, but nobody really cares what we're passionate about. Okay. Right? So we're both parents. Mm-hmm. We're both parents. So if you were to flip that instead of you and put it into a statement, how would you just speak into us right now?
Probably talking about myself. So I
No.
went,
So,
no,
so see, how many of you guys still don't know what it is that she does?
I haven't said anything.
It's okay, girl. This is it. You are not the only one. Trust me. This is what I'm battling in the world of good people, that I'm trying to put money back in your pocket, because this is so normal. Okay. So how many of you guys don't know what she does? Put me in the comment section if you don't know, or put a question mark. Put a question mark so she can see all the question marks.
She is a restorer of connection and conversation and the power of ability to experience something great together as a family.
Yeah. So you want to, so what's getting in the way of these parents and these kids?
Emotions.
Okay, like, so
Anxiety, fear, jealousy, bitterness, resentment.
you're making
hurt.
us think. You're making us interpret.
Disrupt me.
Okay.
If I'm in that spot, you just say emotion. Does that make sense? Clarify.
Yes, it does. Okay. So lots of anxiety, a lot of pain, anger, frustration, irritation, and it gets transferred off onto the kids. But it's the kids mirroring back to the parents that there is a gap and a problem and a separation.
So, but here's the deal. So the problem.
How to close that gap.
Yeah, the problem is emotion, right? Not being able to handle your emotion. What you're really selling is, I don't know. Is it bond? Is it thriving kids? You got to know where you're going with this, because, and when the audience, like everybody's like, what's my hook? It changes with each audience. Because the way you land it, this is why you're really screwed if you need to go hire somebody for $25,000 to figure out your message. I've been saying this for 14 years, because your message changes based on the audience you're in.
Absolutely.
You just need to know where you're taking them. So you got to jump in there. You got to be like, hey, Shanda, here's the thing. So here's the thing that I notice is that parents' emotions or lack of ability to manage their mind put them in a position where they produce the aha moment, produce children who end up being angry, addicts, not really great people in society. But it can shift, because you can when you learn how to manage your emotions, you believe it or not, don't have to live in normal where you're always angry at your children. You can live in a level of vision that has your child hit X, right? So if it were me, I'd be selling entrepreneurial children, right? Or children that understand money. So I might go to an audience that aren't entrepreneurs and they're all C-level executives or employees. I'd be like, if you're a parent, you need to know how to manage your emotion, and you need to learn how to discipline yourself to learn about money, because your children are never going to be able to be successful if you don't teach them how to learn about money, because the school system never will. See how that mic drop happens?
You create an identity too. And then
Yes.
you create an identity for people that they can attach to, and that becomes a sticky statement. Does that make sense?
So good.
What she did, that creates an identity. People go, oh, flip, that's me. Because once you open Pandora's box on that economic side, where people have emotional tie to money, you open up all kinds of hidden fears, doubts, suspicions, and that separation anxiety that they're already experiencing. You begin to penetrate that in so many different dimensions.
So if I narrow it down, it's ADH moms leading themselves so that they can lead their children. That's what it is. That's what the program is.
Don't hide that. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of girlfriends who are ADHD because I'm an entrepreneur, and it's like a thing, right? It's like a thing for many entrepreneurs are ADHD, right?
Your
and
superpower.
So I know I feel at a disadvantage because I don't have it. But literally, you got to go out there. So if I were you, I would be speaking in entrepreneurial and high level C-level executives. Why? So many of the top are ADHD. So many of them, right? They're creative, so they're great problem solvers. They move really fast. They have the ability to obsess on a focus for long periods of time, right? So they tend to be at the top. Cool.
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
I think anytime you're marketing too, anytime you're talking with like families and some of the different businesses that we're involved with, as soon as you hit the point of they have a connection with their work, they have a connection to that fulfillment and achievement. But once you go to a place of connection and building a bond to where you have something at home, there's a middle class to upper class of people that feel they have a complete disconnection and they want that. It's been severed. And the ability to market to those kind of people, you really begin to, they want to invest it. They just don't know where to go. You become a missing link.
Africa. Buddy, give her some love in the comment section.
Oh, she was just
Africa, I know. Africa, what's up?
I was over here having a hot flash.
Over here having a
hot flash.
Okay, so tell us, what's your
I
question?
like her smile.
I just want to get some help getting clear as well about my message. I'm looking for a way to do a rapid cash injection with my business. I have a lot of skills and things to offer, but I want to make sure that I'm speaking to the people who need me most, and that I'm speaking to them in a way that resonates and that's compelling.
You don't have to worry about that. Everybody write this down. If anybody has a worry about your messaging being compelling, then I'm telling you, just be honest and go to ChatGPT or Write Sonic, the AI. Take a piece of a Word doc or a piece of paper and write what you want to say to somebody you're not worried about hurting their feelings. Everybody follow this coaching, because you cannot go to ChatGPT and ask it to write you a hook or whatever, because it has no depth yet. Okay, so it still has to come from you. Good news, we're not replaced yet, right? So good news. So, but what my challenge and what Rex's challenge as someone who helps lead great people like you is that often you guys aren't honest. You'll be honest with your best friend or your spouse or somebody you're dating or your brother, your sister. It's like there's a different side of you that nobody sees unless they know you really well. So it's really important for you to just talk. Like the way I was talking to Rex behind closed doors was like, it came on the screen, but it was like, it's amazing you could help somebody and they can go out there and absolutely trash you without saying your name in groups that they know everybody knows you. Right? Like, it's like, and I said, that person does not believe that it's a blind spot. They don't believe that they're wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a blind, because I know them. I know they're hurt, right? They're hurt because the coaching relationship is severed. Do you see what I'm saying? So talk the way you would talk to someone you're related to and you feel familiar with, right? Because you drop all your walls, you just say it. Type that on a piece of paper and go pop it into ChatGPT and tell it to create you a hook. Okay, and then you'll know the compelling hook.
What kind of business are you in?
I do coaching and consulting.
Okay.
So I work.
Direction?
Pardon?
Any particular direction or avenue?
Yeah. So I work primarily with women. My passion is helping the most underserved, underrepresented women to advance in their careers or in their businesses. And I've done that across government, nonprofit, and private sector. But one of the biggest challenges that I see is that Black women in particular, and women with disabilities, don't have the confidence a lot of times, or they have the skills and the talents, and organizations are taking advantage of these skills and talents.
Okay, so just give us the one hook, because so guys, hear what I'm saying. The reason why I'm moving her like this is because how many of you guys know it's hard to listen to people for long periods of time? Put yes or no in the comment section. Okay,
we suggested attention span is 9 seconds to the average.
Yeah,
is 9
and
seconds.
so when you're leading stuff like this, by the way, hot seating is one of the best things you could do in any industry, because it helps people get to know you and what you bring to the table, and it helps people without having to go pay a therapist or a mentor or a teacher or like an accounting strategic, advisors. You guys get what I'm saying? Those bills are expensive. So you do a huge service to help people do what we're doing today, but you got to keep the tempo going. Otherwise people get bored, right?
Okay.
So exactly what do you do? One sentence.
I help women by developing their confidence. I wrote it here. I said, I help women reach their personal and professional goals by shifting the lens through which they see themselves, sharing my own lessons learned, and developing their leadership skills.
What about the idea of what if people are in a confidence crisis and you enable people to regain the confidence that they've lost to develop prosperous and passionate relationships? or prosperity, and play off one. Prosperous, something with money, and something with the idea of connection and relationships. Because if you have these two different sides of people, the idea is there's a crisis of confidence. Immediately that stands out because people feel the crisis of confidence. Now, immediately I have a way to solve that problem. I can disrupt what they're not getting. What are they not getting that they need from you? They need confidence. So that's what I sell. Confidence in their money, confidence in their intimacy, confidence in connection.
Do you guys get that? So there's the product, and then there's the emotion before that, which is for your people. Cool.
What about if I package it instead of P's, Rex, in 3 C's? Confidence, competence, and compensation. Or is that too business?
Yeah, you're trying to hit too many pieces. But let me give you some cash injection real quick.
Okay.
So
Nice play on words though, because competence won't work without confidence.
do you have a list?
Not a good one, but I bought your course.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So here's what I'm gonna do. Any of you guys, how many of you guys still are sitting on the fence to work with Rex? Just FYI, just put me, just be honest. Put me for whatever reason you have or haven't been able to jump in, you're still processing, or put the word P for processing. That helps. Put the word P for processing. Okay, so let me share something with you. If it's a money scenario, this is key. Okay, this is a really big deal, because this is in my world, we call it controlling your media. I do not, somebody posted something and said, why should I build a list over social media? Because you don't own social media. You just don't. And you do, like Stormy was telling me the other day, you got to post 6 to 7 times a day and go live. And I was driving home today and I thought, people don't know what to post 6 or 7 times a day.
Right.
Because they're in their head versus in they're not in what we're talking about right here. Do you see what I'm saying? So anybody who already jumped into Rex's, it's cool that you went and bought it. But I'm going to throw in the list building program for any of you guys. If you want to go to flipwithrex.com. And here's what I'm also going to do. I'm going to throw in an entire day where Ash is just going to sit on Zoom and role play with everybody. We got so many people reaching out for these hot seats, and I know it's frustrating watching them and going, I had people messaging me this morning saying, Shed, I need a hot seat. And
No,
I'm like,
we did too. We had so many people on social media ask for that.
So Ash said, anybody who jumps in, we will make sure you know how to convictively, confidently be able to talk about your product or service. We have a woman that just started a business, brand new, never sold anything, and did $70,000 in 2 weeks. Okay, so it helps to have a list. I can't teach this to you until March 6th, 7th, which is right around the corner. Yeah. However, you could start the home study program this weekend, right? You can start working through it, and then I will do a virtual event and walk you through every module, make sure you know how to do it. Is that awesome? Yes or no?
That's great.
Yes.
Right?
And I signed up for Rex too already.
Awesome. So go to flipwithrex.com, which is about flipping the switch, right? As you get customers or clients, you're going to need to flip that switch even more. But Ash is going to spend an entire day just so I just did 15 hours like that with our clients. I spent 15 hours where I sat on Zoom and created money plans all day long.
I'll jump in there with him. I'll add that too. I'll jump in there with him because we do that for other companies where we sit there. I'll jump in with Ash and we'll freaking go to town.
Spend a whole day.
For the people that are on, do it today because this is going to grow so big. These are our, this is the only place this has come to at this level right now. I'll do it 100%. People who jump in today will do 100%. Who got in yesterday, we'll do it 100%.
Do you guys get that? So I want you to not be afraid. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get you out from, is being afraid. So, Africa's with us. She's in Flip with Rex, which means just flip the switch. That's what the Flip with Rex is. But so many people are struggling with this. And listen, guys, I sold this program for $3,000 forever, right? Ash is honestly, he's $10,000 for 4 hours to sit with him. And so we'll sit and role play Rex and Ash, and they will make sure that you know what your product is and how to talk about it. Now, if you know how to do that, and even before the list, by the way, if you know what your product is and how to talk about it, because you cannot talk about your product. I get there's logistics that you need to know. Like Africa, when you do the list, if you take, let's just say, so there's a couple different scenarios. If you want cash right away, sell something between $2,000 and $5,000. Okay, this is what I'm calling with our clients recession pricing. And the reason why I'm calling it recession pricing is I want you to have cash in the bank right now.
Why did you choose that number? Help me understand.
Because it's easy to sell.
Okay.
It's really easy to sell. And believe it or not, if you don't offer a payment plan, people won't take it. Like with Flip with Rex, if you look at the page, I offer two options.
Right.
One is $2,300, right? By the way, that's lifetime access. You have them for as long as he does the program. Every time he does a workshop and you're in a new place in your life, you just go into it. You don't have to pay more. You don't have to do anything. It's just grow. Every month he comes and does a training call with you. Every month, multiple times a week, he's introducing you to his network. I'll be in there training around cash as well and helping. But then there's also an infusion of the Lord. There's an infusion of God in there, which is prophecy. And I do want you to share what you see happening prosperity-wise over the world right now. But I chose this. This one has a one-on-one. I want you to learn from this. It has a one-on-one private session if people pay the $2,300. Take this as a lesson. What did I do? I incentivize people actually just going all in. So now people are not worried about, I got a payment plan. It's just they're in. They can put the money aside and they can go in. So you incentivize the payment of a pay in full. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes? Is this helpful? So you can keep adding, like you can have two options. You can either do one, which is X, and you have X, X, X. For us, people get huge value having a one-on-one marketing plan or a one-on-one strategy plan for the year so that you know exactly what to follow. Like our people love that, right? And so that's why we put the one-on-one. However, there's an option too, which is a payment plan, which by the way, we had a lot of people say with all of our bonuses, if you took the payment plan, do you get it? Yes. We're not trying to penalize you, but we are trying to do exactly what I'm telling you to do, which is you always want people to go with the pay in full and you want to give them more, right? You want to give them more. But now remember that client, instead of you, follow the come from. If I'm worried, oh, can people pay $2,300 or $5,000? If I'm worried about that, that's all about who? Who's that about? Right? That would be about me. So to unhook yourself from that, add things. Like if I added Myong editing videos for you, or you know what I mean? Like if I added my stylist doing, a style with a group of 5 people, and whatever you can do to add value to people doing this is obviously the best deal. You get what I'm saying? But then there's an option too, which is the payment plan. For us, it's $500 a month for 6 months. And then I will invest in your education and I will finance it. And that is what you're doing, you guys. When you take a payment plan, you are going on credit without doing a credit check. It's a blessing, but your customers or clients don't realize it unless you language it correctly. So I don't just say, here's a payment plan. I'm like, no, you need to understand. I am paying for you.
This is really good with landing this language. So help us land this.
It's super important.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now as you're kind of looking at this, Africa, if you build a list and you sell something in this mark, you'll be good. But let's just say you sell a 4-month coaching package for $5,000. By the way, that could be a VIP day for 4 hours. That could be a 6-month program. That could be an intensive workshop, right? It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you communicate the value of the structure. Is this helping you guys? So I don't just say, here's a pay in full option and a 6-pay option. I'm like, I'll finance this for you. If you got bad credit or money's tight, don't miss the opportunity to work with Rex. He's who I go to for help. He's who helps me. He sees things differently. Wait till he unleashes some prophecy. It's a game changer. There is no coach that can replicate that. You hear what I'm saying? That's why the top companies, presidents, senators, people like that call people like Rex. It's not talked about on the news. Hear what I'm saying? So now when you're talking about it, whatever you sell, say that $5,000 offer for you, just make a decision. See, we have a decision problem in the world. You guys get that? Should I go for dinner? Should I not go for dinner? Should I go to Vegas? Should I not go to Vegas? Should I get married? Should I get divorced? Like you're in it's what the Bible calls double-mindedness, which cancels out every single miracle. You got to stop that. Just make a decision, make it right, move, right? So you choose, do you want a VIP day, 6-month intensive? This is all about your leadership and your mindset. If you can only sell something for $5,000 to work with them for a year, then do that. Whatever you believe, whatever you guys believe is the structure. You think it's like, these are not the reasons why people buy. None of this is the reason why people buy. If I sell a VIP day, I sell speed. Because in a VIP day, I can collapse. If I wanted to sell a VIP day right now, I'm not going to, but if I did, how many of you guys would invest in a VIP day if I dropped it? So it's $35,000, honestly, for a VIP day with me. If I made it $10,000, who would take it? Put a 10. Put a 10 in the comment section. Who would take it? I want you to see this. See, y'all are scared of making offers. Some of you guys don't even like it when somebody makes an offer. You have to shift your mind. Look at the 10s in the chats. Okay, so I don't have an offer for 10,000 right now, and I don't have bandwidth in my calendar to do it, right? But this, you just have to get, this is why I keep saying get your audiences, right? Did y'all get emails and text messages from me? Most of you did, right? That's how I made sure that you were here today. If I had that offer, I would sell speed, not the VIP day. What did I say? I can collapse 3 to 4 months of your life in a day, right?
Conviction.
If I'm going to sell 6 months, I'm going to talk about, you can have a job. We can do that step by step. I'll hold your hand, right? What am I doing? I'm showing people how to use it. So when you make an offer around something, you got to show how to use it. Now follow me here, sweetheart, because we got you. You're in with Rex, so you got my counsel. I got you to show you how to list build. And now Ash is going to spend a whole day with all of you guys who jumped in this week, and anybody who jumps in today. My husband is going to personally meet with every single one of you and literally role play your offers so that there's no mistake. He's going to develop a structure that fits your leadership. So it's not just a pipe dream up there. It's actually something you could do with where you're at right now to go where you want to go. So now imagine if you just took that 5,000, pick your structure, hopefully you know what it is. And everybody should be doing this with me because you have a target today. Let's not forget you have a target, okay? Out of that 5,000, imagine if you sold 4 in a month, that's 20K. This is why people miss great opportunities like this, because that $20,000 could definitely happen in a week, and that's not a money play. Okay, there's a reason why Ash could role play with you and somebody popped 70 grand in 2 weeks that didn't even have a business, wasn't as far as you, Africa. Now, I cannot say any of you guys will ever get that result. It's illegal. I'm not allowed to say it. You know what I mean? But why would you, in my opinion, why would you ever give that? You're already in with us, Africa. But there are people that are like, I can't go to flipwithrex.com because I don't have $2,300. Do you know how many people were like, Shanda, can you finance it for me? I'm like, it's on the page. Oh my gosh, I never saw that. Yeah, because we're so used to staying in I can't that we miss I will, I am. Get what I'm saying? So that's my coaching for you. Right when you get out, I want you to sell 4 $5,000 products. I'll bring you on Shanda On Demand and share your story with everybody. And I'm going to give you 30 days to do that after the list is done. But honestly, the role play with Ash, you should be good. Okay.
One last thing. I thought about this. I have a pretty solid audience on LinkedIn and a lot of activity from corporate people who follow me, but I don't know how to turn that into my list.
So go do, if you can do a LinkedIn live, go do, anytime you guys can do lives like we're doing right now. Did you see how I did that trigger word on the 10? Right? So if I had that offer, if I had a link, I could drop it. I wouldn't drop it. I would drop it with two offers, two options. I'd say, remember the two options. If you go to flipwithrex.com, you guys would be insane not to do this. I'm serious. At $2,300 for a lifetime access, right? So I would say if that was my offer, the $10,000 for a day with me, I would say there's two options. I'm gonna drop it in the chat, or I'd have a URL, like a URL that goes to a page or a checkout cart, like VIP day would go to. This is not an offer, so don't go there, right? But like do a VIP day with me.com, right? Like it doesn't like something you can say. And I would have it go to the page and I'd say there's two options. You can either put down $500 today, or if you want to jump the line and get in with me in the next 35, 40 days, take option B, which is just to pay the 10,000. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and so I would do it like that.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you
So
so
good,
much.
so good. So use trigger words, because trigger words are a way that you can find out if people want something. I've created more products and services that have sold out because my audience has told me what they want. Sound good? Rex, what are you seeing? And Keith, we're going to have you pulled up in 2 seconds. If you could pull Africa up. What are you seeing is happening right now in the world?
In the world? That's a loaded question. There's so many things happening.
Well, with like,
in regards to what?
You got a recession, you got AI. What's happening?
There's economic collapse that's happening globally. I mean, that you can see. I know that like in my heart of hearts from God. I also see that from relationships I work with within the government, different governments of the world. There's that kind of a collapse that's occurring, but it's also a hotbed for people to start fires. And what do I mean by that is people that have enough fuel on the inside and enough reasons. This is a hotbed right now to start a fire because the brush or the degree of life is so dry. So if you're building from an entrepreneurial standpoint, your expertise, your experience, your insight, this is a hotbed globally and global impact right now, right from where you are, and not having to do business traditionally, from having a place you have to go rent out, all those kinds of different pipelines. You're able to design, to define, and really deliver, I think, at a really powerful level right now, because so much of supply chains and things that would get in the way are cut away. So I'm recognizing for people that are asking themselves questions of, what about the things that, what's getting in the way of people that I care about? What's getting in the way from getting them what they need, what they want? And I'm paying attention to that. I think you become serviceable is such a huge opportunity right now to really deliver at a high level. I can tell you this from a God standpoint, this is an incredible time where there's going to be a tremendous amount of healing that's going to happen within the countries of the world. God's going to unleash a group of people that aren't churchy, that aren't religious, but they're willing to use their faith to healing, and you're going to see a whole movement of young people. That's why if you have a business that relates to families and to children and their health, you're going to see a whole movement of kids rise up, and they're going to rebuff a system. They're going to come out with businesses and ideas, and they are going to create an identity where that's been trying to be stripped from them and put them into a place of confusion. You're going to find a lot of young people are going to emerge, young people, kids in schools, and movements are going to begin to be absolutely instigated, because God's going to stir God ideas, and he's not going to be outdone by the chaos or the governments or things that are around them. So I see this right now, an incredible opportunity to find your courage again, right now, not later, not thing. Everyone's always waiting for the best opportunity. There is no perfect runway, but finding your courage and enough reasons that you find a way and you make a way. And if you can outlast the discomfort of the uncertainty of how's this all going to work out? Well, you're going to either scale or sink to the level of your development. Let me say it again. You're going to scale your business, your life, or sink to the level of your development. That's why it's imperative that I'm going to choose intentionally. Go from intention to good inception here. I'm going to intentionally to inceptionally choosing the people that I partner with, the people that I'm going to build with, the people that I'm going to strategize with. If you walk with wise people, the scripture says you stack up wisdom. If you hang out with fools aren't always bad people. They're people that lack insight, that lack vision, that talk about where you've been rather than where you're going. Those kinds of people will create harm and misery. And for most people, they'll be seduced into the hypnosis that, well, we're going to wait for the cues from government experts because they don't see themselves as an expert. And this is a crisis of confidence for you, that you need to see yourself. I have a gift that makes me an expert in something. I need to develop that and craft that and curate that and give that to people's lives. God is looking for people that will bet on themselves again and not neglect what's been given to them, but they will invest in themselves. You can't want a 100-fold return and be a 30% person. You can't want a 100-fold outcome in your relationships or your income and be 30% in, 40% in. And I need to check my motives. I only have so much time, so much energy. I need to look in the light of, hey, what is worth my energy, my resource? What's worth my time here? I got to have a purpose that'll be a foundation to say, this is what my life's going to be about from right now. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. What matters is what I do now. Someone write in the chat what I do now. Faith is now. Faith is now. Fear is always what if, but faith is now. Faith moves things, but faith only works when you work it. Your faith right now can change your world. You need to say that. My faith can change my world. It can change your economic world, your emotional world. It can change your relationships, your money. Your faith can change your world. The question is, are you going to use it? Are you going to put it to use? Faith's not an idea. It's not going to make things easy. It's going to be the bridge between an idea to achievement, where you decide to work your land, where you decide to build what matters most to you. But you're going to find something. As you step out, God's going to meet you. Many of you are skeptical to step out of a boat because comfort has been your reality rather than conviction. When Shanda was talking here in a minute, she can sell whatever she wants numerically because she has enough conviction that I want more for you than I want from you. You want to eliminate fears when you get on the stage and the audience you're anointed for. You're anointed and have an audience that deserves what you're anointed and qualified by God to deliver something to. This means there's already room for you. So if you'll step into it and want more for the people you serve, the people you invest in, something's going to happen. All of a sudden, the inhibitions, the insecurities, and inferiorities, they're not going to stop you and cause you to settle and put comfort before your calling, but it will allow you to position yourself where you'll use your faith and you'll step beyond. This is a time right now for somebody to think outside of the familiar boat, to step out of a boat, and God's going to meet you. If you'll take a step, come on, what you do now determines what happens next. Write that in the chat. That's a freaking mic drop. You should use it on your own little talk. What you do now determines what you see next. What you do now determines what you see next.
So good.
Don't lose this moment to your past. That was then. This is a moment to reposition yourself as a dreamer, as a lover, as a leader, and as a believer. Come on. This is a moment where, come on, I need to reposition myself. I got to be able to repivot and think through. Okay, my dreams are a product of my desires, are a picture of my potential, and they're a promise of my future. Come on, to the energy. What will the dream that I'll bring to life? Who do I need to make successful? I want you to put that in your mind for a minute. Who do I need to make successful? Is it single mothers? Is it a certain ethnicity? Is it people that have struggled economically? Is it people that are struggling with their health, their diet, their way of relating to a family? Is it people coming out of abuse? My wife has been raped. She was raped viciously by a pastor. And let me tell you something, my wife turned that pain into power, but she realized I need to make people successful that have hid it in shame, hid it in abuse, hid it in pain, where they're not able to express themselves in vulnerability. And so she turned that pain to power. You say, well, I haven't gone all the way through everything that I need to fix before I can help other people. No, you can go through recovery and discovery at the same time. In fact, the more you start helping other people, your recovery will sped up. As Shanda was saying, when the focus is all on you, something happens. You actually make an idol of where you've been, an idol of your pain. That's actually pity, because you talk and brag about how stuck you are or how bad you have it. Let's break the cycle, that soul cycle, and step out of pity, step out of the problem, step into your power and reclaim your purpose. I want to make people successful this way. Shanda's a financial deliverer. That's why she doesn't talk too much about where you've been. She doesn't care about the lack that looks like lack before you, because when you have enough resourcefulness, you're going to find the money, you're going to find the relationship, you'll find a way, you'll make a way, you'll get to the event, you'll invest in yourself, because you know you're only going to scale to the level of your development. That requires investment. This is a lot of passion coming at you here for a minute. Come on, I hope you're all right with that. Anybody still with me? Come on. I went on a little bit of a rant. Anybody still with me right there? Come on. But this is what we're talking about, to translate an idea into action, because in the world right now, people are stagnant, but there's a collapsing of economy. So you must create your economy. God gives you the power to get wealth. He does not provide wealth for you. He gives you the power to get it. That means I got to become the kind of person, come on, the kind of person that gathers it. It's out there. Someone's going to walk away with it. I don't need to give that to somebody else and look at what I don't have. Something right now in your hand, you're sitting on an idea, a gift, a skill, expertise, understanding. Maybe it's pain. And all of a sudden that pain's going to become purpose, because you're going to help other people conquer what you've conquered. Maybe addiction, maybe spending habits. Come on, somebody, I know we even have we've got all kinds of different businesses out on here that are represented here. All kinds, from material products to people who have intellectual properties. But here's the idea. That purpose right now is an instigator. It's an instigator for you. This is a wake-up moment for you. This is a moment for you as a dreamer. Man, remember as a kid, you had so many dreams? Come on. You would chase the ice cream truck and you didn't have any money. Come on, we were poor. We just didn't know we were poor. Come on, somebody. Come on. We would chase the ice cream truck, and by faith, we were going to get a big stick. We had stars in our eyes. Come on, but don't let the disappointment start talking you out of that dreamer. You're powerful. You got your most hope. It pulls you into the future when you got a dream. The love side of you. Come on. The leadership side, apathy. Come on, everyone. There's an addiction to apathy. Well, I'll let the government take care of me. I'll let Dr. Fauci take care of my health. I'll let so-and-so take care of my economic. Hell no, you can't allow Joe Biden and his team. The guy can't freaking ride a bike in America. How in the world are you going to let him decide your freaking economy? Come on, smile. And that ain't a government side. I work within those governments. I help a lot of those, consult a lot of those people. Even last night, a guy running for president coming up. I freaking consulting till the middle of the night. So here's the reality. I got to reclaim myself as a leader, leadership. And I love this about Shanda. And this is why we partner well. Shanda leads her life. There's integrity. There's character. I got to become the kind of person that takes the consistent actions and does the things daily. Come on. Because success is a daily thing. But it's having clarity. If you don't have clarity, how many have been in every car behind someone that doesn't have a GPS in their mind or clarity where they're driving? They stop, they start, come on, they put on their gas, they put the gas on, they put the brake on. Come on, you want to throw up a couple of fingers at them, come on, at some point, because they don't know where they're going. You're like, get me out of this lane. I want to go into a lane where people know where they're going. How are people going to follow you if you don't have clarity where you're going? As a leader right now, this is a great point when you showed a minute ago. Where am I going to lead people right now? Where am I going to lead people to? What's the outcome? What's the experience? What are they going to, I want to sell that. Apple said we're going to change the business from selling computers to we're going to sell dreams. It caught on in 1997. They went from the point of bankruptcy to a breakout year. They got more money than the government. How did that happen? We're going to sell dreams. People attach to an outcome. They attach themselves to an identity.
That's right.
This is the time to reposition this thing, and let's go gather what God's already given. Let's not sit there and wait and wish and wonder that things are going to get better. Come on. Or live reactive to what happens to us. Let's live creative and use your faith again. And let's go find ways to claim it and multiply our resources. People that have the right partners, they bounce back better physically, in their health. Come on. They're happier by over 12%, according to Stanford research. They have better immune systems. They make more money by over $60,000, all by proximity. Don't let the two biggest mindsets in business stop you, the chicken or the jerk. Don't be a chicken. Come on. Stanford Business said this, the chicken. Well, I'm afraid. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? Come on. Don't let your what ifs peck your purpose and where it destroys you and you become pitiful. Or the jerk. I don't want to. I don't have to. I don't like it. I wish it was different. No. This is a place where you don't let the chicken or the jerk stop you. This is the place where the leader in you emerges and you believe again. And this is a place where we take some great action.
So good. So good. So good. I'm like over here, right? So here's what I want to share with you guys. As we're kind of VIP inner circle, we're going to come back. I'm going to do some more hot seating. And then I might pop up over the weekend, but definitely on Monday, I'll do some more hot seating because we got so many messages from people who want hot seating. I want to share something with you. As I'm watching you pour out on everybody, right? As I'm watching this, you can keep it over here. Myung, sorry. As I'm watching you pour out on everybody, I'm looking at people in the chat and I'm sitting there going, I'm going to just put everybody up here for a second. I'm looking at people and so many people are like on it, on it, on it. And then there is a group of people who are just sitting back. And I want to call something forward right now. And what I want to call forward right now is just the idea of sometimes, and there's so many people without their pictures on still, their videos on. I want to say this because today's the last day of the U-Turn Challenge, right? This whole week, I love to create different themes for different weeks based on looking at what are people saying in the chats? What are people like emailing me? What are all the messages that come through my Instagram and my Facebook? And it's hard to keep up with them. I have some people messaging me saying, Shandy, you haven't gotten back to me. I'm like, gosh, come on, give me a minute. Right? Like it's not like we're not trying, we're not there to support you. But here's the thing. When it's real, I will say this for myself. It was really hard for me to believe again. Any of you guys out there? Right? It was really hard for me to believe that people wouldn't let me down, that things would come together. And I will share something with you. I used to go to Starbucks every single day, and I had a vision to build a business, the business that I built today. I didn't know if it was going to work. I had a full-time job that I loved, but yet I had hit a plateau in it. Anybody else there? That I really wasn't reinventing myself. And what I realized is I really didn't have to leave where I was at. What I needed to do is get new people around me. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like when you're around people, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. And there's a reason for that. Some of you guys are resisting the iron sharpening you right now. And I watched it. I watched on the video and I sat there and I was feeding through and I saw people going like this, like, yes, when this happens, it's like time to move, right? Like when this happens, you're like, yes, but then and I know you're thinking and I know you might be processing, or maybe you're on your computer doing something else. And it just reminds me of how many moments I missed, I see other people miss because they go unconscious. There's a blind spot. Everybody has a blind spot. The blind spot, Rex will have a blind spot, I'll have a blind spot, you go to the next level. You have to be around people who sharpen you. How many of you guys know that you need people around you who sharpen you? How many of you guys know that your network around you isn't sharpening you fast enough? How many of you guys know that? Okay, so yeah, the chats are lighting up. Me, yes, it's needed. Yeah, but here's what's wild is how many times do you consult that you have children and so you can't go all in? Or you have a sick parent and so you can't leave your country, or you get what I'm saying? I get all of that stuff is real, but the truth is you need to see above your circumstances because the last time I checked, my circumstances have never changed. Do you know what I mean? Like meaning that I've always had a next set of circumstances. I remember thinking when I was single, well, what happens when I finally find the love of my life? My life's going to be amazing. I was like, oh, good. Okay, now I found the love of my life and I can't do everything I want to do on the timeline. My husband likes to change his routines. I like my routines. He changes his routines. So I get my working out, my Bible studies, whatever it is that I'm doing, my priority focus time, and then my husband changes it. All of a sudden he's going to work out at that time, right? And so you guys get this. Everybody who's married, put M in the comment section, or in a relationship, R in the comment section. So you know that this keeps happening. So then I find my husband and then I have a baby. And then when I have a baby, the whole thing changes again. But here's what I realized. I want you to hear me on this because I don't want you sitting back. If you are sitting back and you're comfortable when we are exerting this type of energy, or you're sitting back and judging the energy when the truth is you would love to have this type of energy, this is passion. This is like, we're going to have dinner tonight with our friends on the patio and we will all be passionate, right? Like this isn't just the video turns on and we're like, yeah, like I woke up this morning running through the house going, woo! Like literally that's how I roll. Okay. But I didn't used to roll like that. I used to roll like this. No kidding. I'd be like, I mean, there's no good men left in the world. You know, on my job, I mean, God, I work so much. Things just don't come together. Like, it's like I work so hard and then it's like, ugh, I look at my bank account and it's still freaking empty. Like, that's who I used to be. And it was a really good friend in proximity. Her name was Carrie, and she lives in Las Vegas. And she said to me one day, she said, do you know that you're like a really, like, I love you, but do you know that you always have something to complain about? Do you know that that was a big blind spot for me? Because I always thought that I was really positive. How many guys think you got a great mindset? Go check in with a couple of friends of yours and ask how often, give them permission. How often do I complain about my life? I was complaining about my money. I was complaining about my love life. I was complaining about all that. Now, if I got in front of you, I might motivate you because I always loved people, and I always see there's signs, like God already put that in your heart. There were signs when I was a little girl that I was supposed to give advice for a living. The problem is I took out my authority anytime I wasn't giving advice, because who I was in the inside was depleted, was not resourceful, I did a pocket coaching on this the other day. My coach fired me and left me in that Starbucks one day. And then I finally was alone and I didn't have her to talk to anymore. And that was the day that I said, wow, it's actually me, not the world. When I made a decision to find my husband, I found him in 90 days. We got pregnant 90 days after that. And I can tell you I have other friends who did exactly the same thing because they prioritized their vision over where they were standing now. I have 3 girlfriends who continuously say that there's no good men left in the world. All those 3 women are all single today in their late 40s. All of them. And then there was a group of us that detached from that crowd. I no longer hang out with them. Not that I dislike them, but I don't hang out with them. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together. And I don't want to be in that conversation. So I'm going to tell you, if nothing else, if you decide not to work with Rex and I trust you. If it's not a good move for you, then all the power to you. But whatever you do, you better change your network and you better do it fast. Because this is the year that my peace in the world is financial freedom. And it doesn't take a lifetime to get it at all. It really doesn't. It takes the right advice at the right timing. There's a right timing happening right now, which is there is an emergence of a lot of people that are moving out of the middle class. They're either going to move up or they're going to move down. Nobody's staying there. So if you think you're comfortable, it's time to make different decisions. You should do everything in your everyday life that's uncomfortable. Get used to moving out of that thinking pattern, which is uncomfortable, right? And so you've heard these words before, but you need to do it now. You can't just say, I know that. You actually have to do it now, because life as we know it is shifting. We will have androids in our neighborhoods, and it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure that my mom never thought the world would look like it is today. So I'm not trying to put fear or panic. I'm just trying to say, listen, it's changing, and you're either going to be a part of the with haves or the withouts. And that comes down to who you spend your time with and the advice that you get. So financial freedom is important to you. If it's really important to you to be close to God, you want to be able to listen. You don't want to just operate off intuition. You actually want to hear clearly. You want to know the decisions that you need to make. You want to be like some of these senators and presidents and celebrities and high level. Like, why should you not get the same advice somebody running a $600 million company should get? Why do you have to wait to get to 600 million? Some of you guys will never get to 600 million because it's not even in your vision, right? It wasn't even supposed to be something that you do. But if you got advice from the people the same way, are you guys following what I'm saying right now? If you actually, we are not any less than the person who's operating at that level. But the problem is that if you don't make that type of income, you don't sit in those rooms. It's like anything. You just sit at the table and you start to learn the lingo, and then your pattern changes. If you know anything about copywriting, if you take a successful sales page and you rewrite it every day, like 6 times a day, and you do it for like 6 months, some of you guys will be like, I'm so bored with writing the same thing. You're broke. Because you lost your vision. You chose your feelings over your vision. The ones that do it, which will be very few, You know why? Because the people you hang out with would not respect that act. And so they'd be like, come on, Myung, let's go. We got to go to church. Or come on, we got to go to an event. Or come on, we got to get the kids out the door. You guys see what I'm saying? So they're not going to respect that act because they don't know. And so you have to surround yourself around people that literally get the power of that, because when everybody else doesn't understand where you're going and part of your job is to take care of them, it's very hard to stay strong alone. And so if you wrote that piece of copy for 6 months, 6 times a day, your brain will rewire and you will become a sales ninja. You'll be able to write copy everywhere. Your brain will catch that loop, and it won't matter what you're writing, you'll be able to lead people to success. This is true. Okay, so the top copywriters in the world will tell you this was part of their process. I'm not talking about the person that charges you $3,000 a month to work with them. I'm talking about the people that most of us can't afford because you don't have a business yet, because when they come write copy, they take a percentage of the sales. And they spend months figuring out your product and service and your client to be able to make sure when they speak to them, they talk to their emotion, not about your product. Because your product is a dime a dozen. It's you that makes it special. And when you get that, and this is why the whole beginning of this week, if you haven't watched these U-turn challenges, I really recommend that you go back and listen to them. Okay, because if you go back to day 1 and day 2, we talked a lot about identity. We talked about you're in a season right now, you can feel the season, but the reason why the rug gets pulled out is because you're in a cycle that takes you out. The problem isn't the world, it's actually the cycle of thinking. That's why you won't write the 6 times a day the copy. Now, some of you guys I know will. Who are the ones who would? Put me, right? But many of you guys won't. And many of you guys that put me right now, if I go look at your habits and the way that you follow through, you're like, I'm broke. Well, you're broke because you don't follow up. No, I'm broke because I have nobody to serve. No, you don't. I've told you, I've been online for 10 years. I've been telling you, I can help you build a buyer's list in 45, 60, or 90 days if you suck. In other words, if you are a complete mess, it would take you 90 days. I mean, how long have you been living in without? Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, the solution has always been there. It's like people asking me, Shanda, will you finance Rex? It's on the page. Can I put it on 2 credit cards? Yes. There's a chat on the page. Ask for what you need. Do you hear? Like, this is what I mean. And this is why I need great people around me. You need great people around you. Because even if you're in a relationship, how much do you guys know when you're in a relationship, that's the one to not coach, right? That's the one that you get yourself in a lot of trouble unless you learn how to operate in a way that you know each other's roles and you get a vision that's bigger than I just need to be heard. And you start to think about we're building something bigger than us. And so when iron starts to sharpen iron, we go faster together. But if you're in this, the problem is that somebody's lost their vision and you're back in the weeds. My friends, I just want to tell you that you don't want to live in the weeds this year. This is such an opportunity. Every bad decision you've made, and I really believe this, every bad decision you've made financially or life-wise can be rectified this year. Why do I know that? First of all, God's already forgiven all of us. Not to get too biblical on you, but you're already forgiven. You don't need to carry that shame, that whatever, that guilt, that I screwed up, I said the wrong thing to this person, that person, whatever. They've all screwed up too. Do you know what I mean? They've all made bad mistakes. Everybody you've ever hurt has done something to hurt somebody else. Get your perspective right and forgive yourself and know that you're already forgiven. But secondly, the reason why you don't want to live in the weeds is because financial gain is here. It's here right now, this year. It's here. Everybody's freaking out about the recession. I am afraid it's going to end too soon. Now, I have been alerted by a lot of great indicators. It looked like it was going to go deep, hard, and out fast. Now things are shifting. And this is why you need to know how to pivot. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to eat. There's so many different things, so many different advice. Yeah, welcome to the world of the economy. Welcome to the world of AI. Welcome to the world of education at your fingertips. Welcome to the world that our students will now write, and they are right now writing their papers on artificial intelligence. Met some kids in the airport doing exactly that. A lawyer and somebody going to entrepreneurial school. Both of them writing their essays for school on ChatGPT. God bless all you college teachers out there. I don't know how you're going to pivot fast enough to be able to judge this scenario, because you're not even grading somebody on their own education at this point or their own skill set. It's all flipped that quick. You know what I'm talking about? This is real. It's happening right now. You don't have to sit there and write anything anymore for any classes. It's all there. All your education is right there on artificial intelligence, that flipped like that. Here's the difference. Most people I know were working with AI a year to 2 years ago. The only reason everybody knows about AI right now is because ChatGPT made a product free, right? How many products right now are you making free out there online to gain authority and attention and help? Or are you worried about putting too much out there because you feel like you don't have enough to give or people will buy from you? Guess what? Everything you got is already searchable online. The people are going to buy from you because of your leadership. Flip the Switch with Rex is leadership. It's leadership. It's leadership of strategic thinking. That's literally what it is how do you know how to see past a problem and get to the other side? But there's a superpower here. And the superpower is he knows how to access words of knowledge. He understands prophecy, but he doesn't want to be your guru. He wants to transfer the power to you so that you know who you are in your identity, in your life, as a spouse, as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend, as a parent, as a child, as a daughter, as a son, as a global leader, as in your community. Do you get it? Like, if you get your role, you're no longer confused. And if you can trust the plan that you're working because it is biblical on your life, life is going to change. So I'm going to take a moment before I switch to Inner Circle, because today's the last day of the U-Turn Challenge. And for all you guys who are brand new, who don't know what flipwithrex.com is, I just want to take a moment and I want to share that with you. Can you put the link up, please? Every time I say it, please put the link up. The reason why I'm saying that live to you guys is if you ever have anybody that you're trying to help and you're trying to share an opportunity that you have, I believe that your opportunities are important. I would like to help get more people in front of your opportunities for you so that you can help more people. Most of all, I actually want to put money back in your family's bank account because I would like to show you how to multiply it in different areas this year. There's going to be more opportunity to multiply your money. Like, a great example is, like, I knew that if you invested in Meta, whether you like Facebook or not, I knew if you invested in Meta like a week ago, that if you put money in there in 10 years from now, it would outperform a lot of your ability to create income, right? But the problem is that so many people don't have money. There's people right now struggling to go to flipwithrex.com because they're like, I can't afford $500 a month. That is an exact reason why you better afford the first $500 payment. And you need to get it into perspective that I'll spend the next 30 days after that coming up with the other 500. You only have 6 payments and then you have a lifetime of access. See, that's the problem, because you don't have that anywhere else. Do you hear what I'm saying? So here's what's in Flip with Rex. First of all, you get proximity to him, you get proximity to me, you get proximity to our friends, and most importantly, you get proximity to his friends. You get proximity to the education that's happening in the world right now, because he has access at a very, very high level. And so he sees a global situation, and you are not getting that on the news. Even if you love CNN or love Fox, I want to do a quick poll. Who's CNN or who's Fox or who's no news? Put it in the chat, right? So even if you love CNN or you love Fox, or you love no news, the truth is that you're not getting the full picture. Right now, they're not even admitting that we're in a recession. And they're going to admit that we're in a recession. It's going to go deep. And what happens is you get a bunch of layoffs. The layoffs are happening right now. We had over 9% of the American workforce get laid off just a couple weeks ago. It's coming in droves. Okay, so here's what's cool. And this isn't an income claim. I have to say this, guys. So bear with me that I have to keep saying this because I'm not interested in being shut down. Okay. So 65 to 90 days, we could put you in a position where you absolutely know how to create cash. If you're coachable, you have cash, right? So think about it like this. If you are in a money situation, you can't get into Flip the Switch with Rex, take the payment plan for $500. Now, if you can put the $2,300 down, it's a better deal, right? You pay less if you put the $2,300 down. There's option one, option two. Option one is $2,300, plus you'll get a one-on-one coaching session. That's super, super valuable. We could lay out your strategy for literally the next 9 to 10 months, so you know exactly what to do on that one-on-one coaching session. Any bonus that I offer today, it's going to end at midnight California time, midnight Pacific Standard Time. And so with that being said, when I share the bonuses with you, just know, write that down. It'll end at that time. The reason why you do that is to help people process. Help people process. Give them a reason to get over their limiting beliefs. Give them a reason to believe again. Got it? So 65, 90 days, I can show you how to create cash. Rex is going to go live one time a month, and you'll be on a Zoom with him. Okay, what's very, very cool is we are going to put some heat behind this program and spread it. He speaks on very, very large stages, and normally there wouldn't be access to him afterwards. That's a problem. That's a real problem. And so this is actually a great example of vision. That's the problem I saw. Unless you're in his inner circle, right? You constantly miss the link of the things that, how many of you guys have done a lot of programs in the past, and maybe you got some progress? There's a missing link, isn't there? There's a missing link. He's the missing link. How can I say that? Because I've coached with the best. I still coach with the best. There's only one person I call. That's Rex Crane. He's the only person I call. He flips the switch for me. I'm stuck here, one conversation, boom. So imagine the power of the community. It's a small group of us at this point, right? We haven't shared this outside of the hardcore community at this point, which means he's not only going to know your name, but the power is that you're going to be able to ask questions on that Zoom. So he's going to tell you half of this call every month is going to be about what's happening in the economy, what's happening with the global moves, what's happening based on what God's saying, right? What's happening? And he's going to show us that, but he's also going to be opening it up to be able to do prophecy, words of knowledge, and help you in the areas that maybe you've got some spiritual warfare, you've got some things that are under attack. So when you've worked on something for a long time, like confidence, and you still don't have it, it's not a you problem. It's an atmosphere problem. And you know it. You walk down a hallway and you feel like something's behind you, because it is. Right? Your kids wake up in a terror in the middle of the night. That is not normal. Okay, even though a therapist might tell you that. That's not normal. One prayer session over my son, gone for life. I mean, it's been 2.5 years, 3 years. You know, you got people are messaging me because you got kids that are trying to commit suicide. Not trying to get dark on you, but like, listen, when we turn off this camera, you still go back to your life. Right? So this is an opportunity where I can inject some cash flow into your life with Rex, but he can actually take all the things that stop you from creating that and flip those switches. How do you go build a business when you're dealing with things that nobody knows about behind closed doors? Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like, this is a lifeline. So he's going to go live every single month. There's a Facebook group. This isn't like any Facebook group. I had him work with a couple of my clients in the past. He's obsessive in here. It's like, he's like with somebody, he's going to flip on the video and he's going to go live in the group and he's going to give real content in real time. So this is a very different game. You also have access to him in there because he's the one that's in there talking to you. He doesn't want a bunch of coaches in there and people in there. He's in there. This is the benefit of doing this now, is that he's close like this. At some point, he's going to need some more help. Right? So why not be the incubator class that puts you in a position where you're getting direct access to him? Super powerful. Secondly, he's going to do a secret event. The only reason why we call it secret, I know that sounds funny, is because Rex does these events, or used to do these events, where he was literally, y'all, I just want to let you know that I created this structure for you, because I know what he does behind closed doors. And I'm like, we got to give people access to this. And so he used to do these events where people would come and they would get healed and they would get prophecy over business plans and things like that. And they go, whew, right? Dates, like details. And so when he would speak to people and they would heal, he's not healing them. Obviously the Holy Spirit's healing them. He's not, but he knows his authority. He wants to show you your authority so you don't have to go to anybody. You just go to God, right? And so he's going to do these secret disclosed events, which is basically, we don't know where they're going to pop up. We'll let you know in advance. We'll let you know a few months in advance, and we'll let you know when they're popping up, but you're invited, which is, you're coming, which is really, really awesome. So you're going to get to go that, so you'll get to meet them. Okay. You guys who jumped in yesterday and before, well, okay, I'll throw this. So I don't know how much more room I have left in the room, but we also threw in Mentor Me Live, which is where we are talking about artificial intelligence. My friend Billie Jean's coming to a mastermind. If you can't come to this mastermind, we will give you the library for it. So within 10 days after we do this event in California, March 1st and 2nd, we will give you the recordings if you can't come live. But if you can come live, then I'm going to meet you in a couple weeks. How cool is that? Right? And so we're going to give you access to this. Billie Jean's coming. I'm going to be with him tomorrow. He's on the cutting edge of AI in marketing and business. He's extraordinary. He's a really, really giving human being. And he's also a family man. And so he's going to come and he's going to train everybody for a couple hours on how to use marketing and AI. Because I keep seeing these little master classes pop up and it's just like peanuts. I mean, it's just like wasting your time. It's interesting, it's exciting, but you need to know how to like explode right now, right? And so he's going to come teach that. Plus, we're also going to teach some real estate. Plus, we're going to teach cash injections. I'm going to be doing a lot of restructuring on people's businesses on something called Easel Time, which is where we help entrepreneurs restructure their plans based on the recession that's hitting right now. So that's the whole mastermind. So if you can't come live, yes, we will send you the recordings. But if you can come live, why would you miss an opportunity to be in the room? You know what I mean? So lots of our clients would love to share rooms with people, book a room, tell our team you need a roommate, and you go to client care at Hardcore Business or use the chat on the flipwithrex.com. You can see the link below there, flipwithrex.com. So if you sign up, book your hotel room tonight, because our room block is done today, right? To be able to come to this event, March 1st and 2nd, book your hotel room and then go to our client care office. You'll have that email. It's clientcare@hardcorebusiness.com, and say, hey, can you hook me up with somebody who wants to share a room? Now, the circumstance person not going anywhere waits to find somebody. Be the person that grabs a hold right now, books the room. Just book the room, go to client care, say, find me somebody. Guarantee you, people are dragging their feet. If you're a hesitation, you will miss the advancement. Do not be a hesitation. Practice all this leadership now. So we're going to gift that to you. In addition, Rex is going to do a flip the switch, which is basically, where's the areas in your life right now? Where's the areas in your life right now that need to move? You can go in the chat and let us know. Where are the areas in your life right now you need something to shift? Like it needs to move. I need to turn the power on in my confidence. I need to turn the passion on in my relationship, because if my relationship doesn't get fixed, I can't focus on my business. I need to turn the power on, flip the switch in my ability to be able to sell or have confidence to be able to move forward. I need to flip the power on in my health so that I've got energy and I choose the right food. Where am I getting taken out? Right? Where are you getting taken out right now that you know that a traditional coach is not going to be able to help you because they've never been able to help you yet, right? There's something sticky there that needs to be shifted. So Rex on February 20th and 21st, he is going to train you virtually. He'll be right here in this room, and he's going to train you virtually, and you're going to do an intensive to kick this off. What a perfect time of year to do this. So go to flipwithrex.com. And you got two options. You can either do option one, which is the accelerated package that comes with one-on-one coaching, Or you can do option number 2, which is I'm your bank. I will finance you. I don't care about your credit. I'm banking on you right now. You can take a 6-pay for $500 a month. If you want to take option 1, the accelerated package, and you want to get one-on-one coaching, then that's totally fine. Say you need to put on 2 or 3 credit cards. You can just let them know in the chat. Just say, hey, I want to buy option 1. I just need to talk to somebody to process my credit cards or split the credit cards. My point is ask what you need. Don't miss an opportunity like this. Remember, this is all access for good, right? This is, you find me another program that says pay once and live a lifetime. That's pretty awesome. So in addition, Ash, my husband, has agreed to bonus in. By the way, Rex is going to be doing more than one Flip the Switch events this year, and you have access to all of them. That's pretty cool, right? So in a bonus, Ash is going to role play for as long as he has to sit on the phone. Keep him on for 15 hours, okay? Just do it. Keep him on 15 hours. So he's going to, I already have my other clients messaging me saying, how do I get on with Rex, right, Karen Hardy? And I'm like, I'll hook you up, girl. But my point is we got to keep this day for the people with flipwithrex.com, because we want to work with you guys and help you really understand how to make money right now. So if you can't talk about your money, you can't talk about your product or service, if you don't know how to talk about the feeling beforehand and you're confused, who's confused in that area, right? You're confused because there's a spirit of confusion on you. God is not an author of confusion, right? You've been living with that confusion. Trust me, I have been coaching for 14 years now. And it's unbelievable how long it takes me to get an entrepreneur to actually hit it. It is a lot of work to get you there. And that's because you're dealing with so many spirits, so much trauma. When you're a child, that's exactly where they come in. The minute somebody said something to you and you doubted your identity, that is an opportunity for something to attach to you. And so we want to wipe those labels off. And Ash would like to make sure that you 100% know how to talk about your thing, the thing that you changed the world with, or help you get clear on that so that you can talk about it. So he will stay there all day. That's his commitment. If he has to get up at 6 a.m. and go all day, he will stay there all day. So that was what he threw in as his contribution to you guys this morning, which is super cool. So in addition, we have not given this out yet. We're going to give you guys Style Flex selling. So this is really powerful because it takes our leadership training, and there's 4 quadrants: controllers, analyzers. How many guys have somebody in your life right now that triggers the you know what out of you and you cannot land your communication? How many guys? Yes. By the way, if you're sitting on the fence, you already know you need to go do this. Go to flipwithrex.com right now, right? Like, be in completion energy. So everybody, there's controllers, supporters, promoters, analyzers. Analyzers are not negative and skeptical. They are wired to keep you safe. They're also the best salespeople on the planet. So if you think that they suck or they're too negative, well, guess what? They can't rise above your condemnation. And so we got to show you how to operate in a way that you know how to work with the people in your life, but you also know how to work with customers or clients. And have you guys ever gotten on a phone call with somebody you know you could help them, or you were at an event you know you could help them, or you have a best friend that you've been giving advice to forever, still date that same person over and over and over again that's bad for them, or still eat the bad food over and over and over again? You want to help them, you know you can help them, and you guys have that in your life? That's Style Flex selling. So the problem is not them. The problem is you don't know how to land your communication. And so Michael Strasner and my husband Ash did a 4-hour workshop on how do you land with all those quadrants. It's highly effective. If you've ever taken it, put some sort of endorsement about it. It's very hard to tell the value of this. This alone could put a lot of people in the money. Like, literally, if you studied it tonight, if you jumped into flipwithrex.com, I'll send it to you today. You can study it over the weekend, right? If you do that, you're going to learn how to communicate, but you could also possibly save a relationship or land with a teenager that's giving you some challenges right now. I'm telling you guys, you cannot sit in circumstances. It's time for us to go to the next level. It's time for us to have this year be the year. And I'm telling you, when the recession is over, that opportunity for advancement, it does close. Why do you think people get excited when they're already strong leaders in a recession? They don't get scared. They're like, let's go, baby. They do. I mean, you might say that sounds kind of bad, but they know they're going to get wildly ahead. They know they're going to get wildly ahead in a recession. So we'll talk about more of that in the Mentor Me Live Mastermind, about why that happens in a recession and how do you position yourself to go. But if you're fearful of it and you're worried about, guess what? Your leadership is going to be condemned. And then what happens is you can't go, because if you're afraid, guess what? Nobody's investing with you because you're not safe. We need to make you safe, right? So Style Flex Selling, we're throwing that in. In addition, we're giving you list power, which is just really, you guys, and you can study that this weekend. I'll give you access to the home study program. If you've already done it, fantastic. You have another seat to come in and restudy it. It's awesome. But I'm going to show you how to build a buyer's list. And y'all need it. I see it constantly. I'm going to tell you, it's the number one thing. If you want to make money, you need to control your own media, which means I don't mean Facebook media. I don't mean YouTube video. I actually mean an email and text message list. How many of you guys have gotten an email from me? Put list in the comment section. Put list in the comment section. You've gotten an email from me. Take a look and don't sit back. Show it. If you got an email from me, put the word list in the comments. Show it, because that shows communication. If you don't have an ability to communicate, you can't land your communication with Style Flex Selling. You don't know how to actually role play or speak about your thing effectively. Then guess what? Now you know why it's not working. What are you going to do? Keep praying? The prayer was answered. He already delivered. The question is will you accept the help? It's not good enough to just give. You got to receive. So my friends, you can go to flipwithrex.com. This offer is closing down. All these bonuses will go away today. We've given you the house, the farm. We've given you the guest house. We've given you the beach house. We've given you the jet. We've given you everything you need. And I'll throw in this scenario. I can't believe I'm going to throw this in. This is kind of wild. This is a wild moment.
Like a $50,000.
This is wild. I know this is a $50,000. Oh, I'm really battling throwing this one in. Do it. I feel just really,
Holy smokes.
I have to figure out how to qualify this, but I will figure something out with my team on how to qualify this. But I will set a target. My clients are going to be PO'd when they hear me do this, because they're like, well, no, you guys, my clients, it Mentor Me Live, you can jump into Flip the Switch, right? Or flipwithrex.com. I'm going to do something where I kind of want to do something where somebody gets to come on the jet with me and do a VIP day. I just don't know how to qualify it. Like, I don't know how to qualify it so it works for somebody just starting, somebody who is already rocking it. How many of you guys would love to come on the jet with me? How many of you guys would love, like, it would help, like, it'd be kind of cool we could even get like our video team to come and do something really special with you around motivation. And I could help you position that with your brand and just give you this crazy, credibility to be able to really rock it. So if you want that, put jet in the comment section. Obviously you have to be in Flip the Switch, right? So you have to be in flipwithrex.com. But if you want that and you're in flipwithrex.com, put the word jet, and I will go work with my team next week and figure out how to do that. Here's what I will do as a 1 hour bonus. Rex and I will, for everybody who's already jumped in and anybody who jumps in the next hour, we will do something in Puerto Rico where we can all get together and have our first really great secret event in Puerto Rico. And we will design something really, really sweet for you over, I would say, by the summer. Are you guys good with that? By the summer. And we will create an opportunity where you come in the room and there's healing and there's words of knowledge and there's business planning, there's everything. It's a perfect time to come together at the middle of the year. And so, if you don't take this offer, you just hate money and hate God. Just kidding, you don't hate God. But you also get 2 tickets to Zone event, which means that will be in August and it will be in Orlando, Florida. I'm picking the dates next week. The hotel's already been selected. So I know it sucks to go to an event by yourself And so I want you and your family to grow. So whether that's your best friend or whether that's a spouse or somebody you're dating that just doesn't understand you and you need to get them on the same page, I'll style flex them for you and get them on the same page as you at the Zone event. Rex will be at the Zone event. We'll all be at the Zone event. So in addition, I will also give you 2 tickets to Zone event. You guys, this is a wild offer. Wild offer. I'll figure out something. I'll figure out something to qualify the jet next week. And just really, I do weird things like that. Like I gave my Porsche away to my clients one year and never promoted it anywhere. I was just figuring out how can I get them to beat last year's, money goals. And it's not just about the money. It's about everything the money touches. Like I want to get out of your mind. Like it's not all about money. Like nobody said it was. Like I want to get out all these reasons why you hold back or justify playing small. Like it's all crap. Like it's time to go. Like why would you ever neglect yourself or hold you or your family or your future family down from having that type of income, right? Like go for it. Let's go for it. Right? And I promise you, if you hang around with me and you hang around with Rex, you're going to think bigger, you're going to dream bigger, you're going to access bigger opportunities. He talked about the other day that we are very, very open with our network. If you are showing up strong and you got integrity and there's an opportunity to open a door for you, we're going to open that door for you. You don't have to have millions of dollars to be able to get up on the biggest stages in the world or to get a joint venture partnership where your products get put into it, but you need to get your identity. Right? Like you need to get who you are so that we can trust saying, yes, do a deal with them. Right? And so these are Shark Tank moments. You go from nobody knows you to everybody knows you like that, but you got to get your identity. So I'm excited to work with whoever works with us in flipwithrex.com. Inner Circle VIP, I'm going to move over to you guys. It's been amazing to be with you guys on the U-Turn Challenge. Please know we're going to shut down this offer. So don't hesitate. Enroll yourself, style flex with whoever you need to style flex with, but whatever you do, get into this program. God bless. I'll see you soon.